You probably think you choose your favorite words because of what they mean. You don't. Your brain has been secretly playing favorites with the alphabet since the day you were born. Think about the word glimmer. It sounds nice, right? Almost sparkly. Now think about the word gurgle. It sounds like a drain clogging in a cheap, poorly maintained motel. You might assume glimmer sounds nice because it means something nice, and gurgle sounds gross because it means something gross. That is the logical, rational way to look at the world. It is also completely, fundamentally wrong. Enter linguistics, the science of ruining perfectly good words by overanalyzing them to death. For centuries, the smartest people on earth assumed language was completely arbitrary. The general consensus was that a dog is called a dog because a bunch of old English guys pointed at a wolf with a surprisingly short attention span and just said, "Let's call it that." They believed there was zero inherent connection between the physical sound of a word and its meaning. But there's a glitch in our mental software called sound symbolism. And it proves your brain is actually a highly opinionated toddler when it comes to the alphabet. Let's do a test. Imagine two shapes. One is a jagged, spiky starburst that looks like it wants to stab you. The other is a rounded, bubbly blob that looks like it wants to give you a hug. I have two completely made-up names for these shapes, Booba and Kiki. Which name goes to which shape? If you are a functioning human being, you name the spiky one Kiki and the round one Booba. This is known in psychology as the Booba-Kiki effect. It was discovered in 1929 by a German psychologist on the island of Tenerife, which is mostly famous for being a place where tourists go to get aggressively sunburned, but is also the place where we finally proved that humans universally link sounds to physical geometry. Why does this happen? Because when you say Kiki, your mouth makes a sharp, tight, narrow shape. Your tongue flicks up, hitting the roof of your mouth like a tiny snare drum. It physically feels spiky. But when you say Booba, your lips round out, your mouth opens up, and the sound vibrates low in your throat. It feels round and soft. You don't just hear words. You physically feel them in your vocal tract. Speaking of arbitrary decisions, right now is a great time to arbitrarily click the subscribe button to help resuscitate this almost dead YouTube channel before the algorithm finally unplugs its life support. So, back to your brain's secret biases. Once you realize we assign physical feelings to sounds, the entire English language starts to look like a massive, coordinated conspiracy. Have you ever noticed how many small, cute things have the E or E sound in them? Teeny, weeny, mini, squeak, tweet, kitten, little. Now look at big, heavy, lumbering things. Large, humongous, thunder, boulder, chunk, colossal. This is called magnitude sound symbolism. High-pitched, front-of-the-mouth vowels require you to make your mouth physically smaller, so your brain subconsciously associates those sounds with tiny objects. Low, back-of-the-mouth vowels force you to drop your jaw, creating a larger acoustic chamber, so your brain naturally associates them with huge objects. And this isn't just an English thing. This phenomenon happens in almost every spoken language on Earth. The entire human race collectively agreed that E means tiny and O means big, and we just never talked about it. And because humans will monetize literally anything, billion-dollar corporations have been weaponizing this biological quirk against you for decades. Take the ice cream aisle. If you are starting a premium ice cream company, you want people to think your product is rich, heavy, and incredibly decadent. You want strong R and O sounds. You want thick, blocky consonants. You definitely don't want light, airy, tiny sounds like E. This is exactly why two guys in the Bronx in 1959 invented the completely fake, nonsensical name Häagen-Dazs. It means absolutely nothing in any language on the planet. But it sounds incredibly heavy, European, and expensive. Your brain feels the weight of the syllables and decides it's worth $8 a pint. Or consider the car industry. When you sell a rugged, massive SUV, you don't call it the Nimble or the Tippy. You call it the Tundra, the Bronco, the Yukon. You use sounds that force the buyer's mouth to feel big and tough. Conversely, if you want to sell a tiny, highly maneuverable, fuel-efficient hatchback, you give it quick, sharp, tiny sounds. The Civic, The Mini. The Fit. The Swift. Your brain hears the name, maps it to a physical size, and understands the entire marketing pitch before you've even looked at the sticker price. On the flip side, this is also why everyone universally despises certain words. Take the word moist. People constantly claim they hate it because it reminds them of damp, unpleasant things. But linguistically, it's just a sensory nightmare. The ori sound forces your facial muscles into a weird, grimacing frown, and the hard st at the end abruptly chokes off the airflow. You are physically making a disgusted face just to pronounce the word. Your brain hates it before the definition even registers. But here is the most interesting twist in the entire story. This isn't just a quirky marketing trick or a fun cocktail party fact. Evolutionary biologists think sound symbolism might be the very reason human language exists in the first place. Before we had complex grammar, our ancient ancestors had to communicate purely through feeling. If an early human wanted to warn the tribe about a massive, dangerous predator, they wouldn't use high, squeaky, front-of-the-mouth noises. They would instinctively use low, guttural, open-jaw noises to mimic the immense size and threat of the animal. If they were showing someone a tiny, delicate berry, they'd use high, short, precise sounds. Over millions of years of evolution, these instinctual sound-to-meaning pairings crystallized into the words we use today. Your preference for certain letters isn't just a matter of aesthetic taste. It is a deeply ingrained, ancient survival mechanism left over from when we were just apes trying to figure out which noises meant we were about to be eaten. Next time you say you love the sound of someone's voice, remember, you're actually just mathematically attracted to their consonants.